call this special select board meeting to order at 6:05. This meeting has been called for two purposes. One of them we have to table, and that is the Green Mountain Power Agreement. The second one is to set the 2024 tax rate so that the tax bills can go out. In your packets, you'll see the calculations for the tax rate that Connie and I did this afternoon. Basically what it boils down to is the town municipal homestead rate is 2.4744. That the non-resident rate is 2.1242, and this is a calculation that's levied against what the valuation of your property is. Is there any questions, comments? Does anything need to be broken out?
So the two different rates that I'm looking at are non-resident and resident.
Correct.
Right, okay.
And this is determined by the state?
Well, it's determined by the state, it's determined by the records that that are kept by the listers. We get a grand list figure, which is on the top. And then we have to take in what was approved by town meeting and with all the articles. And then those rates, the homestead rate and the non-homestead rate, you'll see in the column that says tax rates. And then that is basically based on everything above, creates those two in bold, those two rates in bold.
Okay.
So the state provides us with the homestead rate of 1.8663 and the non at 1.5161. And then we have to make it mesh.
My understanding is that ultimately you're taking this number divided by that number. to come up with.
Okay.
Why is the non-resident rate? Does anybody know?
Why it's lower?
Yeah.
It's always been lower. They figure that the people don't use the
Services.
services as much.
Oh.
Does it sound ridiculous?
Yes?
Yes.
I was just curious, but, you know, given the rate of which townspeople, year-round residents benefit from things, it feels like there's not a huge, you know, like garbage,
What are
like
we-
water, like a lot of city things that aren't a part of people's homestead
But
here.
we don't have that here.
Correct,
So-
it's not our.
But the non-residents use the roads, use what services we have in town. It's not like they don't have services that they are granted, but again, it's something that the state has established, so that's what we're kind of forced into.
And in your experience, maybe this is too broad of a question, but since COVID and the kind of influx of second homeowners, has this number changed that you've noticed?
Well, if you look at the last column, you'll see what it was
Well, that's last
The
year.
grand
Sure,
list, or the grand list would be.
Has Townsend ever talked about following suit of what some other towns are doing in terms of tax rates with rentals? In terms, like there's some towns that are
Airbnbs.
putting different things forward with,
No, I don't think we ever have. The taxes on those rental properties are basically built into this figure. So-
yeah. Yeah, this is something some towns have been putting in at town meeting around,
Jamaica recently did.
yeah, just an additional tax percentage for properties that are being rented out.
Short-term rentals.
Short-term rentals. Just a consideration in terms of like, you know, balancing balancing town tax with full residence versus rentals. I don't know,
Well,
just-
I mean, you'd have to, you can't, so you can't take and pick out like a rental. It'd have to be something to do with like, you know, like a room and board tax of, you know, like Airbnb or
Yeah,
same
yeah,
as
that's what I
same
mean.
as a,
Yeah,
because you couldn't do it to like people that are renting a house.
Right.
or an
no,
apartment.
no, that's not what I mean. I mean in terms of renting out properties.
And we've also got the resort on Wyndham Hill that's opening, I believe they're open, or they will start renting, so that's, you know, they I'm sure want to be part of that conversation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just curious.
Yeah, I think it's
information
interesting.
that came from the state about that.
Yeah, this is, I understand this is a separate piece. I'm just curious if it's ever been a discussion in Townsend.
It's worth looking into, but it's not going to be a straight answer. There's not gonna be any straight answer, at least from the state. I mean, do we have to institute, managing who can put places first? What is the word I'm looking for? They tried to do it down here at, when they were gonna put the, dollar store in, zoning. That may be part of it.
Okay.
Part of the question anyways.
I mean, I think you'd have to put in like a registry first and register to do like Airbnb through the town and then have some sort of tax associated with your registry.
There are some towns that have been doing that.
Yeah.
I read about that. I guess there was some pushback as well, but I think
Oh, I'm
it's-
sure. I
definitely think it's worth looking at.
wasn't sure if, yeah.
And since other towns have done
Started here.
it, that's good. We can kind of see
We
what
can
they
always
do.
piggyback on that if it's the same, you know, it's the same type of situation. Okay, so is there any further on this? Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion to accept the town municipal homestead rate at 2.4744 and the non-resident rate at 2.1242.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, 5-0. I would also entertain a motion at this time to end our meeting and go about the rest of the evening.
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye.